Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Model Horse Maniac and welcome to my Breyerfest 2025 unboxing video. So these guys turned up literally this morning and we're going to take a look at my very teeny tiny Breyerfest haul. I was very good this year. There were loads of models that I liked. But basically I added them all to the cart and went, oh my god, I can't afford that. So I ended up just picking out my 3 favourite ponies. I even left one of my special run choices. I was really good. So have a guess, see if you can guess which 3 ponies I picked, and let's have a look inside. So I'm just going to get them out and we'll have like a little quick overview and then we'll have a look in more detail. There's not going to be that much variation, surprise, because there's only one pony I bought that has a variation, but I'll try not to give you my address and everything. You can see the pony on top, obviously. So this is Sapphire. I don't really know where to put the box. We'll have a look at her in a little bit more detail later on. But this is this limited edition. There were loads of limited editions that I wanted, but this was the one that I thought would probably be the hardest to find secondhand. And I really like the Arabian mare mold. We have not had specifically this variation with the head up. We've not had like a regular run on this sort of variation for ages. We haven't had any sort of release on this variation for ages. I think the last like regular run one we got was 2016, which was Sarah Monet, and that was with the head down. So as soon as I saw this gal, I was really like, okay, I've got to have her. She's a chestnut with a blaze, which is one of my favourite colours. Favourite mould variation, it's the same mould variation as my Oasis. So yeah, I had to pick this girl up, even though I was trying not to. So we've got her. And then we've got 2 other ponies that are going to be in these ones. So these ones I've not seen yet. So we have... We'll leave the most exciting one to last, actually, because I can get rid of this box now. But in here we have Hats Off to You, which is the Oldtimer, which there's no variation on, so I know what I'm getting. But I've never had a pony on the Oldtimer mold before, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to pick this guy up. As I said, I've got most of the Chris Hess molds, but I don't have an Oldtimer, and whenever they come up they seem to go for so much money because it's not a mold that gets used very much anymore. And it's a colour I really like on a mold I don't have, so I really wanted to pick him up. Let's have a look at him. They're still not using bubble wrap for these ponies, which I very much don't like. But, oh, hi, he's very pretty. So we'll get him out because he's relatively easy to get out. Not like Sapphire with all the box ties. Oh, no, I really do quite like this mould, I think. As I said, I've never had any on the mould before. And, oh, it's really pretty. Oh, he's really cute. Yeah, he's a really nice mould, isn't he? I don't know why they don't use him more often, because he is like, he's really sweet. And for some reason he's bigger than I thought he would be, but I don't know why that is. But yeah, he's very sweet. He's got the little 75 on his nuzzle. And yeah, we'll have a look at him closer up later, but he's out the package. And he also comes with 2 hats. So he has his Oldtimer hat, which is like the original one that comes with the mould. And then he has a party hat as well, which I think is super cool. That's it on like that. Yeah, it's got to be that way. And then a little party hat too. So we'll put him to one side for now. We'll have a better look at them later. Sorry, I thought that was a rub, but it's not. And we'll move on to the pony that's like the most exciting, because it's the only one that has a variation, a potential variation. So we'll have a look at my Hoopla. So this pony, I was absolutely gutted when I found out that there's a variation, because Bristol is one of my favourite moulds. Obviously I don't have nearly all of them because there's been so many limited editions, but I really hoped that, and I thought that Hoopla would be popular enough to sell out without there being a variation. So when they announced the glossy variation, I went, oh right, yeah, that's fine. But it's not really. I'm never going to track one down for a price I am willing to pay, I don't think. So we'll see what variation I've got. It looks pretty matte to me, just actually looking at it. Yeah, it's matte. That's a shame. I do really like matte. I am actually more of a matte collector than a glossy collector. But in this case where like, I can't remember what percentage of the run is gloss, but it's a quite a small percentage. I must admit I was hoping for glossy. But we'll get him out. He's very gorgeous nonetheless. What is this? I don't like that stand rattling around in there. I have to take him off camera and try and get him out. Yeah, I don't like that stand. This stand is just loose in his bag, which I'm not a fan of. Because I'm hoping everything's okay with this order, because it's an absolute pain in the backside to return anything to Breyer. Oh, he is very pretty though. So yeah, this is Hoopla. I had to have this pony. I did consider getting two, but because I'm international, two means you have to do 2 separate shipping charges, which is $75, which is just too much to get 2 mats potentially. He's got a little bit of an ear tip rub. But yeah, anyway, I'll get the stand out. I'll get Sapphire out the box and we'll have a look at these guys in more detail. So I'm back at the table. I've unboxed Sapphire, so we're going to have a little look at these 3 ponies in a bit more detail. Overall, I'm just so happy with them. They all look so nice. So we'll start with Sapphire, seeing as she was first. So this is, like I said, this is a mold they do not use very often for some reason, but it's a mold I know collectors have a problem with her. She's got something on her snoot. Because conformationally she has issues, but I just am able to look past that. I think it's a really pretty little mold. I love her little face. And as I said, I specifically love this variation of her with this tail. I think she's so nice. And this is a really nice dark chestnut. I did actually bring over a Just a Dream, because one of the things I saw a lot of is people saying, oh my God, they're just the same pony. But this is Just a Dream. This is a Just a Dream that will actually be for sale soon, if you're interested. But you can see that even though they're both chestnut, they're very different chestnuts. They don't really look the same at all. And then obviously you've got the mold variation as well. But yeah, this gal is super, super duper pretty. And she's going to look so nice on the shelf with my Oasis. And no flaws, which is also very nice. I'm always so anxious unboxing the boxed models, and also the ones that come in the paper bags, because they don't have bubble wrap anymore. And then as for hats off for you, like, why do they not use this mold more? Like, just, this is a really sweet little mold. As I said, I've never seen one in person before. They've just always gone out of my price range. So as soon as this guy was announced, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get him, because he's really, really pretty colour again. I think Breyer knocked it out of the park this year with the Breyerfest special runs, to be honest. There were so many nice ones to pick from, and it really did take a lot of self-control and knowledge of what the customs charge would be to limit myself to just these 3 ponies. I mean, the customs charge was already almost £50 just for these 3. So you can imagine if I'd have bought like the 7 that I wanted, how ridiculous that would have been. This guy is super well done. Again, I can't see any major flaws on him. And I just think he's a really cute mold. Like, come on, Breyer, use him more often. I really am like a fan of, I know obviously action poses are all the thing, but I am quite a big fan of just a horse standing there with his head down, resting. Like, even if you had to take the harness off, I just think it's a really cool mold. And I also obviously love the hats. I'm not going to put this hat on because this tinsel looks scratchy and I don't want to scratch him. But he comes with the party hat and then the classic Oldtimer hat that he will wear, which I'm guessing goes that way. I think it must do. But yeah, he is absolutely adorable. And last but certainly not least, we have Hoopla. I'm still disappointed that this is a matte, just because financially it would have been a lot more helpful if it was a glossy. But this is a pony that I really, really like. I'm so happy to see a loose mane Bristol as a relatively common model. He's still not a regular run yet with the loose mane, but we're getting there. because I really do prefer this loose mane. And we've had like 3 regular runs now with the braided mane, so I feel like it's about time we should get a regular run with the loose mane. But really, really gorgeous colour, like dreamy colour. And again, super well done. He's got some really subtle dapples. I don't know if they'll quite pick up on my phone camera. Painted on horseshoes, which is another nice touch. You don't always get that. In fact, I don't think any of the other ones on this mould that I've got have got painted on horseshoes. So that's a really nice detail. And yeah, overall, he's a really pretty pony. I have just noticed, annoyingly, he does have a flaw on his tail. In there, you can see sort of there is a part where it looks like they've not painted, but that is on black, so that's not too bad to touch up. And considering some of the flaws, like you always get flawed ponies, considering some of the stuff I've seen, that's fine. And again, I think his ears are a little bit banged up as well. But yeah, overall, this is my very, very small Breyerfest haul. I was very good this year. I will undoubtedly add some more, hopefully, like the Cleveland Bay I quite wanted. But it's just, especially with like the tariff prices as well, like not only was it, they were already going to be quite a stretch for me, and then you had to add on like $5 to $10 extra of model that they that were the tariff costs, and then you had to add on the shipping as an international collector, and then add on the customs duty as an international collector, and I was just like, I cannot spend that much money on plastic ponies. So yeah, just these 3. But they are, I think, the best by far. And yeah, like I said, I'll be looking for like the Welsh Cob, Cleveland Bay on the second-hand market, and also like some of the surprises, maybe if I can find them cheap enough. I'm really a fan of that Silver Bay, so even though I don't collect the Totilas mold, I have a few on the mold. I would not say no to that glossy Silver Bay, but we'll see. But for now, this is me signing off on Breyerfest 2025. This should be the last Breyerfest video. I know it's been a bit like Breyerfest nuts on this channel recently, but normal programming should be resuming shortly, and I'll see you next time to see what else random stuff I've managed to find on the internet.